Welcome to Reviewed and Ranked. I am Aaron, and you're looking at the Call to Cinema right now. We are in a darker, more ominous area, which is upstairs, basically because I got some stuff plugged in that I'm charging. But hopefully you don't mind the quality of this video, but it's going to be fun. It's Reviewed and Ranked, and we're talking about the Argento Animal Trilogy. It's the first three films that Argento did, and basically what the Animal Trilogy is it's three films that he did: Birth, Crystal Plumage, Four Flies in Grey Velvet, and Cataline Tales. So the neat thing about this is that all three of these films were done between 1970 and 1971. They helped really solidify what Giallo was going to be. There was Giallo before this. There was Giallo before Birth, Crystal Plumage, but it became these helped kind of make Giallo what they would become. Him having the animals in the titles meant that because it was popular, because it did well over in North America, it meant that every single one of these here, like a lot of the other ones done by other people, would actually have animals in the titles of their giallos as well. They had nothing to do with the Argento ones. It had nothing to do with that. It's just basically they wanted to kind of trade in on that success. It became a big thing, and because of it, Argento would go away and not use animals in his titles anymore after this. But he would go on to make some of the most definitive giallos that are in like the whole genre, including ones like Tenebrae and Deep Red. But these three are a great start. If you've never watched giallos before, these are an incredible start for watching this style of giallo, because giallo really kind of cuts into two different sections. You have the Argento-ish black glove killer, creative death, think you saw something, not quite sure it is, giallos, and there's what you call the jet set giallo, like definitely popularized by Umberto Lenzi and Carol Baker, where it deals a lot more with maybe richer people, inheritances, but both are equally entertaining and equally fun. Now, before I go on any further, although I'm going to be talking about some early Argento right here, what you should know is that on my Patreon channel, the Live Movie Club, and we call ourselves the Crimson Cult, I will be doing tomorrow a live stream video that's exclusive to my Patreon channel, and that's talking about the Vinegar Syndrome Valentine's Day sale. And if you know the Vinegar Syndrome Valentine's Day sale and what's about, you know exactly why that's going to be exclusive to my Patreon channel. I will also be doing some other live stream videos down the road, including one on the latter years of Argento, one on Jess Franco, and one on Fulci as well. So if you're a fan of those genre directors, check out my Patreon, because there's going to be some really cool stuff coming in that direction in the very, very near future. If you want to be in for the live stream that's coming up tomorrow, it will be coming up after I get off work tomorrow, when I normally do my regular live stream on, like, say, like a Thursday or Saturday. And depending on the popularity of it, there may be many more of those to come. All right, so let's look into these three films right now. So first off, we have Tony Masanti and Susie Kendall in The Bird with Crystal Plumage. Excellent film, and basically, it's been a while since I've seen it, so I'm just going to read off the back. But the channel is going to... When Sam, an American writer in Rome, witnesses an attempted slaying in an art gallery, unwittingly sets the killer's sights on him and his beautiful model girlfriend. But soon things start to unravel as it becomes clear that the identity of the unknown slayer is a very much open question. So basically, he's walking by this art gallery, and he gets stuck in between the panes of glass of the outside and the inner part of the gallery. So he can't get in. He can see this girl being attacked by this mysterious man, this mysterious killer. Luckily, she doesn't get killed, but the killer does, go on to kill a lot of other people. He feels that there's something that he's seen, but he really can't put his finger on it. But he really, like with every one of these, the protagonist thinks he's seen something. He doesn't know what it is, but he knows that when he remembers it, or when he can put all those keys into place, he'll know who the killer is. And so are we. Argento does play fair with a lot of these films. If we watch eagle-eyed, we will know who the killer is in all of these films. Some will work better than others, and I'll give you my ranking out of all these three. Tony Masanti and Susie Kendall are incredible in this film. It runs at a really quick pace, and I really enjoy it. It's one that I go back to a lot, actually. Next up is the Cataline Tales. And this is a different one. We got Carl Malden in this one, so we get like the American lead as usual. But we also have we have got other actors in. James Franciscus is in this as well, so we got two American leads in this one. Cinzio De Carlos from Cannibal Apocalypse is in this one. Actually, an interesting little thriller. Cataline Tales is a bit different. Carl Malden plays this blind crossword puzzle maker, and basically he teams up with the guy to solve these murders. The thing about these murders is this is very different than the other giallos that you're going to see, in the fact that you're not going to figure out the killer based on like the past is past or some kind of like sexual hang up or hating a character for a certain reason. No, there is a science fictiony type of reason for this killer, kind of a pseudoscience. Basically, I do really like this movie, and I love the ending of the film, which is given away. Actually, if you've got the window box edition of the Arrow one, I do actually have that too. Uh, but I got to say, the reasoning for the murder was not something I could ever really get behind, and that always took me out of the film. Anytime they came up, they spoke about the reasoning for the murder and how like the type of chromosomes the killer had. It kind of lost me a bit. Number 3, and definitely not least for short, is Four Flies on Grey Velvet. Now, Four Flies on Grey Velvet is an excellent title. We got Michael Brandon, Mimsy Farmer, who plays the kind of I guess like the North American lead in this one. I really like Mimsy Farmer. I thought she did incredible in this one. What's really good in this one is he got this really kind of quirky character in the film played by Bud Spencer. And growing up with my grandfather, he was a huge fan of the Trinity films. They were like kind of like comedy westerns done with Terrence Hill and Bud Spencer. So when I got to see Bud Spencer, and this reminded me of my pop, rest in peace, Pops. And it's really neat. He plays this character that's really strange and unusual. I really liked him. I really like the guy that played the. There's a detective in this. That's not played by Michael Brandon, but like there's a detective, and if I remember correctly, he's always like getting cases wrong. So he says if he ever gets the case right, it's literally gonna kill him. But basically the idea behind this is there is a drummer in a rock band played by Michael Brandon. I think he's a drummer, and he sees or is kind of sort of responsible, like in a way, for an accidental killing, a murder, accidental murder, like kind of a killing, and he's being blackmailed by a mysterious person. This is a really good one. I loved the outcome of this one here, and I love Mimsy Farmer. I think she's fantastic. Michael Brandon did a great job. Bud Spencer is a standout in the film, and the guy, oh, God, I wish I could remember his name. The guy that plays like his friend, kind of like the detective guy in this one. You know what? I'm going to cheat and look, and I'm not going to stop the video because you guys are going to know that I'm looking. I don't want to do that. I want you to know that, like, you know what? Sometimes I have to look. Sometimes I don't get it all right. So, there we go. And that's why it's okay to not know everything. It's okay to get things wrong every once in a while, or to have to look. Jean-Pierre Morel plays Arosio. I hope I got it right. A flamboyant detective. He's probably one of my favorite parts of the film, and I wanted to give him a shout out. So there's no way I could go on and just pretend that I knew who it was. I wanted to be real with you guys. I didn't remember the guy's name, but loved, as you can see, it's not an easy name to get though. Loved his character in the film, and it was definitely a standout. So ranking these films from 3 to 1 has always been something. Actually, I'm not gonna say it's hard, but 1 and 2 have always been harder for me than the other ones. But you may be surprised actually. So in the third place, by far and large, is Cataline Tales. Now, Cataline Tales is excellent, interesting giallo, but the pseudoscience behind it really ruins, like really kind of stops dead the killer. You've got to, even if it's a silly kind of like psychological reason, like he saw his mother have an affair or something like that. At least it makes more sense than the killer has these type of chromosomes. In number 2 spot, I did go back and forth on this one, and most you're going to disagree with me, but is The Birth Crystal Plumage, Argento's first film and still one of his greatest giallos ever made. I love this movie. I think it's fantastic. I think Tony Masanti and Susie Kendall are incredible in the film, and they do a great job. It's a mystery that is extremely well done. The reveal is incredible, and it's one that'll leave you guessing, and in all the right ways. But just for the pure fun of the film, because I'm such a big Mimsy Farmer fan, like I will tell you right now, the one I just showed you right there, Birth of Crystal Plumage, that's the best of these 3 films. But I don't rank them when I'm doing review to rank on what I consider is the best made film or the best written film. I rank it based on my gut instincts and how I feel about the films. And I love Birth of Crystal Plumage. But in the number 1 spot, a lot of it is because of Bud Spencer, and a lot of it is because of Jean-Pierre. 4 Flies on Grey Velvet. I would love to see this get a excellent. This is a pretty decent release actually from Shameless Films Entertainment, but I'd love to see this get an actual really good release. But there you go. All 3 films reviewed and ranked. Cataline Tales number 3, Birth of Crystal Plumage number 2, and in the number 1 spot, 4 Flies in Grey Velvet. That has been the Dario Argento Animal Trilogy right here tonight on the Call to Cinema. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys tomorrow with the Crimson Call over on the Patreon channel, where we are going to be looking at diving deep into the sexy world of the Vinegar Syndrome Valentine's Day sale. Hopefully I'll see you there. But for now, put on your black gloves and go watch a nice, sexy giallo. I'll talk to you soon.